Most people would call this a calibrated model. From my experience, most calibrated models are what I would call fake calibrations. And in this case, that's definitely the same scenario going on. This is matching the utility data, but it's definitely fake. And so we're going to cover a few tips on when the model's actually calibrated versus a fake calibration. The number one sign of a fake calibration is monthly schedule adjustments. You can see from the pattern in the previous slide that there was really nothing anomalous about any months except for maybe one of the months in gas. So in a fake calibration, many of the months will have custom schedules. It'll look something like this. You may have a schedule for each month. That is the number one sign of a fake calibration. In a real calibration, the best case scenario that you can have is no custom months. All the months would behave the same. Sometimes that requires an AMY file, an actual mean year file, though not always. In reality, it's normal to have 1 to 2 outlier months that require some sort of specialization, because in the course of a year, most buildings have a month that did not behave normally for whatever reason. Sometimes a seasonal schedule is okay, but only if it fits the building's actual operation. Let's look at some realistic monthly schedule edits. In the previous model, you could see in the gas consumption that there was one atypical month. It didn't really fall neatly into the pattern. That could just be a result of the climate or the glass orientation, but it's worth a look. And in many cases, this is a month that did not operate normally. One thing you'll want to be careful about is this month had atypical gas, but it had typical electric consumption. So any parameters that we edit should impact gas only, and any custom schedule that we have should be something that's only going to impact the gas, which means less schedule edits, which is good. The second biggest mistake that you have in a fake calibration is atypical and unrealistic schedules. I'll show you what I mean here. A common example of a fake schedule that's used to edit and calibrate the model is lighting and plug loads. And what I mean by a fake or unrealistic schedule, so for example, in order to get the electricity to increase, the lights were set to basically on all night, when you can see that even in the afternoon, they're tailing off. Unless, of course, we have some sort of data that the lights are being left on all night, that's really an unlikely schedule. It's an easy way to get the electricity to increase, but it's a guaranteed way to have a fake calibration. Some atypical schedules are real. For example, HVAC operation. It's common for a building to have an unrealistic HVAC operation because someone overrode the controls and it didn't get fixed for a month. Another common one is the ventilation. The ventilation could be overridden, or you might have broken controls. That's common, and it's a reasonable approach if you have an unrealistic schedule, especially for a month. Those things happen in buildings.